Everyone has been telling me to go through the ICT mentorship to study ICT and smart money concepts. There are a lot of YouTubers out there who have been sharing their experience with ICT. In fact, I did actually start studying with ICT months ago when I was a new mother. Unfortunately, it just kept putting me to sleep. But now I feel that my little one has gotten into a much better routine with sleep. In fact, I had my longest lie-in yesterday up until 7:45 in the morning, which was a miracle. And so I'm managing to catch up on some more sleep as well. Therefore, I decided to go through the ICT mentorship for 2022 and share my experience and my journey with you guys. So if you're interested in following me with this journey, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel below. And here is my first installment of my experience with ICT. So tired. I had about 4 hours sleep last night, so I'm gonna get a cup of tea. Okay guys, so it is a couple of days until I move and it's pretty hectic here. I'm pretty much sitting in a bare room, except for my guitar, obviously. Most important item can be packed last. In fact, I think this is the first time I've sat down and done, well, I say nothing, just have a chat with you guys, but pretty much nothing for a long time. Sam's in bed and I've got a spare 10 minutes, so I thought I'd just do a quick video just to share with you basically my experience so far with ICT. So before I talk about what exactly I've been doing, I just want to address why I've decided to join ICT. So I've had quite a few comments from subscribers for months now, pretty much all year and probably longer, advising me to have a go with ICT. And I've been a little bit unsure. To begin with, I did have a go at the beginning of the year, as I mentioned before, and I found it really challenging because it was quite complex stuff, and with a newborn and very little sleep, I found the videos were just putting me to sleep. No offense to Michael, the guy who has very kindly shared the videos, but I just could not get into them at all. They were sending me to sleep, and obviously I was missing out on the value, so I just didn't try. But since then, I've had people, subscribers, telling me that I should have a go at ICT, and since then my little one has started to get into some sort of pattern with his sleep. And I thought, let's have a go, let's get into it, let's do the mentorship, because it's an awesome opportunity to have a go at a free mentorship. I think there are over 40 videos up on YouTube for free, and I want to have a go and soak up some knowledge and just see for myself what it's all about. So why did I take so long starting to begin with? Well, putting aside the baby and the lack of sleep, I think partly it was fear as well, because I've had a lot of experience with different gurus, different trading teachers. Some have been good and really useful, some have been bad and just wanted my money. And I guess that I was a little bit maybe fearful that this was just going to be another tangent that led nowhere down a trading hole. And I was reticent to really have a go, to give my really precious time and energy to learning another system that wasn't going to work. So that's why I was reluctant. Also, I felt like all the hype about ICT, it was starting to feel like a little bit of a cult, and that was putting me off as well. I just wasn't really digging it, but you know, since then I've kind of addressed those feelings that I had, what was making me apprehensive, and figured that it's worth putting that aside and just being open-minded and seeing what it's like for myself, and then making, you know, a judgment call for myself on whether it's worth applying or not to my trading. So I've been doing ICT for about 2 or 3 weeks now. I started it pretty much before I got really involved in the moving. Naturally, the last week I've not studied any of his YouTube content because I've been busy packing up my house, but I've basically done the first 8 lessons, and I got to that point where they'd all started to connect, making sense, building a solid foundation for the teachings that he presents in his lectures. And I felt like that was a good point to step away from that for a bit anyway, to have a break, because I don't want to just power through. I don't want to just binge all the episodes and then wonder why I don't remember any of them. So I figured that 8 is a good time to stop and to just practice what he's already taught, go through the chart, search for what he's talking about, experience it, allow the learning to sink in before I step through to the next episode and carry on. So that's what I've done. I've spent a few weeks studying his episodes, making some notes, and then since then I have been applying that onto the charts. I'm definitely not trading it in a live account yet. I am going through the charts, looking for patterns, I'm back testing, and I am trading but in a demo account, because it does call upon a lot of what I've already learned. It's sort of drawing on knowledges from that I have from different avenues when it comes to trading with market structure and whatnot. But there are also some really just awesomely put contexts, to be honest, that he talks about. It's sort of like the missing piece of a puzzle, it feels. And so I'm super excited about it. I'm excited to carry on and learning more. So I know there are a lot of YouTubers out there who try to regurgitate ICT strategies, ICT lessons, and he even says in his YouTube videos to not do that. And it's certainly not what I'm going to do on this channel. I just wanted to share my experience, mainly because so many of you guys have been telling me to check it out. So this is me checking it out and telling you what I think. So I am going to probably share how it goes over the period of time, but it's going to be more my experience of doing the ICT and incorporating it into my trading and pretty much sharing the results of that, whether it works or not, whether it's worth you guys having a go for yourself. But from this point right now where I'm at, right at the beginning on episode 8, the last few weeks that I have been looking over his content, my first impression is that it is free. He's not after your money. He's not trying to scam you. He doesn't seem to be a fake guru. It's free content that he puts on YouTube. And he does share his real trading results. So you can see that he trades in a live account. He's not just making this stuff up. And it seems to be really solid information. It seems to be accurate, and it seems to be really connecting the dots for me anyway with trading. So I would definitely encourage you guys to check it out if you haven't already, if you're new to this channel. And if you want to continue to hear what my experience is like, be sure that you subscribe below. But basically with the ICT mentorship, he is applying it to a futures market. He mainly does the mini and he does NASDAQ and the indexes, future indexes. And for me, I'm going to be altering it slightly for myself because I'm not a futures trader. I prefer to trade Forex. I do like the indexes and I may dabble, but ultimately I'm just going to focus on one market and I'm going to practice his strategies and what he's talking about on that one market. I'm not going to stray. Stick in one market and I'm going to see how it goes. And just in case you were wondering what market that is, I've decided to apply it to pound yen for a variety of reasons really. Firstly, when I was backtesting this, I did dabble in a few different markets just to get a taste for it, and it felt like a lot of what he's talking about applied quite well with some opportunities I saw on pound yen. It seemed to be giving that element of accuracy that was really nice with trading. Plus, pound yen works well for me with my time zone here in the UK, and it's quite refreshing to not be trading the US dollar, which, as we know, can be heavily manipulated and also is really influenced by news releases. Excuse my dog, Jet is snoring over there. I think Jet's a little bit concerned with all the boxes at the moment, but he looks pretty happy now. What do you think? Anyway, I'm going to hop onto the computer with you guys and I'm just going to show you a couple of trades that I have been taking on pound yen in my demo account, utilising some of the ICT concepts, just talking a little bit about what I've learned so far and how it's going. Okay guys, so I'm using my travel setup today in my living room because the office is currently a bit of a tip. With moving, and there seems to be some builders on outside making some noise, so I hope that you can hear me okay and it's not too much of a random video for you. So I'm just going to load up TradingView. So far in the mentorship I have been learning quite a lot, and he's been going through a lot of different processes. So for example, he talks a lot about actually assessing the day. So it's using intraday charts and it uses a lot of top-down analysis. So it's starting with the larger time frames, the daily, the 4 hour, and then dropping down There's going to be some of this where I'm adapting it to suit myself for the Forex market, but basically I'm dropping down from the 4-hour time frame down to the 15-minute, down to the 5-minute, searching for a place of entry. But from the beginning of the day, you're actually marking the open of the day and watching the relationship of price action as the day develops. So here I am on pound yen. I'm on the 5-minute chart at the moment, and I'm just going to mark when the new Forex day begins, which would be at 10 o'clock at night Australian time. So looking at this chart, we can see that price immediately dropped and it basically has broken that open. So it was in green on the day, swinging higher here, making a higher low, breaking this high here. And these red areas here are areas of market structure that I've drawn out using the 4-hourly time frame. So that areas where I think price may do something interesting. It could provide an entry for a trade. This is actually what I'm watching today, to be fair, is the fact that it was swinging higher, it came to this area, it poked above it, which activated the buy stops that would have been around this area here where liquidity was resting, and then it came back down with some strong bearish momentum, kind of did a little retest here, rejected it, and dropped below this area of market structure. So that's the swap that I'd be looking for, the change in the shift in direction from going up to coming down, which means that now I'm watching this for an entry for a short. That's using this sort of way of looking at just the intraday time frame and looking at market structure and keeping it fairly simple. To actually look for a trade entry, ICT uses what he calls fair value gaps. And since I've been kind of learning about spotting them, which I am still learning, so don't watch mine and follow it, best to go to the source on ICT's channel. But since I have been looking for the fair value gaps in price action backtesting and just sort of training my eye to identify them, I have found that it has brought a really, really nice element of accuracy to my trading. What it basically means, I think this is the correct way of doing it, but I do invite fellow subscribers who've also been going through ICT, comment, give me some feedback, because it's pretty lonely doing this sort of thing on your own, so it'd be nice to hear from you. But these are the fair value gaps I feel that I've identified in this move down. So there was one at the top, there's this one here, and there's this large one here, and it's basically a gap in price where price action is likely to want to return to because it's going to want to react to that level. If you want a more accurate description of what fair value gaps are, I encourage you to check out ICT's channel, because he's the man who has been using them for like 30 years, so he knows a lot more than I do with it. So this is basically the plan that I have today for pound yen. It's about 20 to 11 as I'm recording this, and I sort of carried this analysis out basically when I had a spare 5 minutes when my baby went down for a nap this morning. And I've set trade alerts at where I think price may come and react to. So I'm leaving this now. If my alert goes off, then I've got it all set up. All I have to do is hop onto the charts, look for some sort of signal for an entry. So I would be interested here if price comes up into this first fair value gap. If it consolidates a little bit here, and then if I get some kind of bearish indicator, like a nice pin bar or a bearish engulfing candle, then I'll probably get in for a short and basically look to trail a profit stop. But those are all elements I'm not learnt yet with ICT. They are in the mentorship that I've not covered yet. That's just my own take on it. Alternatively, I'd be looking for price to rally up past this first one here. I'm expecting this very first one to get pushed past as well, and maybe retest the highs here. And if it does the same, consolidates, and then maybe makes some sort of signal for an entry short, I'd be looking to get in there. So that's my little take on as price is standing currently for pound yen using the 5 minute time frame. And I guess before I kind of wrap up this video with you, I'm just going to share an image of a trade I took recently as well, using the same concept. Pound yen, 5 minute time frame. I took this in the afternoon, and I find that I've been favouring that time for trades because I've got a lot more data from the morning, from the London session, which can be choppy. I do find from experience that trends are more likely to form in the afternoon in the New York session. So I've been kind of waiting to see what happens in the morning, waiting to see how price reacts around these levels. And then in the New York session, once we get that immediate rush of volume, that's when I've been tending to try and find my entry. So it involves a lot of patience, but that's where trade alerts really come in. So TradingView is a great bit of software to use for that. But as I said before, this is all a learning process for me. I'm not pushing this in my live account, and I'm not looking to trade this in my account that I have the 5%ers, the prop firm that I trade with. I'm not looking to do that just yet. I'd like to really practice, dive into the mentorship, and continue to study, backtest, practicing the demo, all that good stuff. But really kind of soak in the knowledge and really get to know this one market using this one way of trading price. Because I would like to take this into a live account, and I'd certainly like to take this into my live account with the 5%ers, because I feel like it's got a lot of potential and it's something that suits me. It suits my lifestyle. It suits my style of trading, where I can hop on the charts when I'm free. I can set an alert, and when it goes off, I can have a look and just set a trade if there's one there. I can't really trade in a way that means I've got to sit at the charts for ages and ages, because I just don't have the luxury of that time block lately. And in the past, I can miss opportunities from that. So at the moment, it feels like this is working quite well, and I'm going to see how it goes. So if you're interested in following me with this journey, I will keep you updated with a video in the future. Be sure to like this one if you've enjoyed it, so that I know to make that video and share it with you. And make sure you subscribe to the channel below, and I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.